Boom! Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. I hope you enjoy it.
Didn't have a POM.
Whoa,
so
walkouts.
A big deal here. And as we
we gotta get those crowd
this
noises.
Massive crowd here at KSPO.
Owner.
This is absolutely huge.
Yo, it's
Also,
fucking sold
Owner
out.
is back, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm sure it's sold out, right?
We are no longer artists in Lol Park. We are now owners in the KSPO Dome. He's back once again. We'll see whether T1 are going to look reinvigorated.
Yo, that guy's never washing that hand. I'm sure of it. That
He
guy's
also
never washing that hand.
kind of put on a clinic against D+ last time these two teams met, so I think it makes a lot of sense making sure that they have that same roster to try and do that same thing again.
Ah, the face looks so
also,
happy.
considering that it is the home ground match as well, I think a lot of people really want to see Owner. You know, I think that may or may not, who knows, factor into this decision.
Owner.
But
Owner's my favorite player this year.
And what is a
then he got benched, which is weird.
This org must feel great.
Listen, not my fault.
Back here
Listen
on
up.
the starting lineup. And he, I think,
Where are my goats, though? Where are my goats?
We'll have one of the tougher matchups today, so we will now walk out. D+,
Yeah.
this is such a cool arena. I have to say it. I normally don't do this as a caster because it ruins the ambiance of the whole thing, but this is grander on scale than I could have even imagined. This almost feels like a finals.
Yo, where's our...
Yeah, I mean, look at the scale of this thing. It is kind of ridiculous. Showmaker making his way out. A man
get him into the back door or what?
Tend to like putting on a show here as well, but
come on, they haven't eaten either. Come on, give them something.
Heartaches, but
This
Smash
man
with a big smile on his face. That is a very good sign because he got brutalized last time they were in this matchup.
Now, this man is the anti-crowd, right? Smash is the guy who wins against the crowd that cheers against him. An ex-T1 member himself, his career will round out the lineup against 4 back-to-back POMs from Carrier on home grounds for T1.
Robots fighting while we've got our teams playing.
I will say it would be nice if somehow, because this doesn't happen on the English stream. If on the English stream we can get the crowd sound on the walkouts, you smell me? So we can watch the entrances and the you know what I mean? But I'm not complaining. We got T1 Dk Homeground. This is fucking baller. It's crazy. We're already going into the draft. 3. Oh my god, look at that. That looks baller. Damn, I like the stars. I like the stars. Alright, put it up. Poppy ban from T1. First pick for T1. Nocturne ban. It's the usuals. It's the usuals. We got the Casio, we got the Oriana, we got the Vi, we got the Camille. Shen ban is the Camille. If Carrier gets Camille, I'm gonna crash out. And the Bard, I'm gonna crash out. Wait, there's Casio, Bard, Oriana, and Camille. Which ones do you ban? Bard, okay. Okay, if you ban the Bard, are you banning the Camille as well? Because then the Casio Oriana's open. Then they could ban one of the Casio Oriana and force a trade. But then you don't ban the Camille and you trade mids and supports, or
it was the meta. I think it is meta because of him as well.
And then Vi's open as the catalyst to the draft, right? So there's Casio, Oriana, Vi, and Camille. There's 4, right? So if they ban one, you ban one trade. Or you don't ban one, trade 2 for 1. That's the way it goes. That's the way the cookie crumbles. So they ban one on that side, right? So now they ban the Casio. So there's Oriana, Vi, and Camille. So now you could ban nothing here, quote unquote, and you could trade Vi, Camille for Oriana, Oriana, Camille for Vi. You smell me? They ban the Lucian, exactly. So now they ban the Lucian for a reason. And the reason is Oriana, Vi, and Camille is open. So now T1's in a little bit of a tricky spot here. Which one do you first pick? I would be surprised. I feel like Camille first pick is probably what they will do, yeah. And then now DK could get Oriana Vi, Leona. And then T1's gonna have to go Camille, Galio/Akali, and maybe Xin. And I actually think it's winning for T1. So I don't know if Oriana Vi is the first 1-2 here. Because I think Camille, Galio, Xin beats Oriana Vi, Leona, in my opinion. They take Oriana Jhin, they don't take the Vi. Ooh. I mean, they have the Leona on 3, which is good. They might, T1 could drop jungle here and pick Olaf and go Galio Olaf, full send comp. That would be like a Gen G strat. I think if they go Olaf into Oriana Jhin with a Galio, trouble, big trouble. They could also... He wants to do the lock again? For real?
Potentially here.
I don't like this lock answer to Oriana, man. He did it before. Some teams are doing lock into Oriana. I think Galio and Akali are better options, personally. I think they're better options. They could take the Vi now if they want, but there's also Jarvan, which is great value here, right? Jarvan into Oriana and Jhin. You will walk into Lee Sin. on 3. They take the Vi.
Vi.
Okay, now there's 2 options for DK on 2 3 here. There's Xin or Leona, in my opinion. I don't think Lee Sin is the best. I think Jarvan is a complete terrible pick, which some LCK teams just do for no reason. So hopefully they don't do that. I like Leona on 3 here. I like Xin on 3. Both are good. Okay, they take the Xin. They're probably going to lose the Leona. And then when it comes to bans for DK here, you could ban AD carries because you have counterpick top right. So like Ezreal is a good champ for pace. Corki is a pretty good champ for pace here.
Yeah, this is interesting though, because I feel like this opens the doors.
Kai'Sa is a decent champ. Ziggs is a decent champ. Vi Camille Ziggs. We take out Ezreal. I think T1 here could ban Leona Vayne and then blind top. Look for Olaf. I'm still... This champ worries me in the draft. I just don't know where it is. I don't know where it is and when it's getting picked. They banned Kled. They're looking for Olaf. Oh god. Okay, so now do you ban the Olaf? Because T1's doing a very gamble here. They first banned Kled, so you could ban Olaf now, or you could try and fish for Olaf yourself on 4 by banning another counter to Olaf in their face, you know what I mean? They ban Kled, you ban like, I don't know, fucking Rumble. Let's see if DK stick to it. They ban the Ziggs. Okay, so Ziggs, Ezreal out. There's Corki open for pace. They're not falling into the Olaf ban yet. Maybe T1 here could ban Jax, which is another counter. But I would be scared though. If I pick Olaf here, and I'm playing Xin Zhao Jin, and they have Jax, I think it's bad for DK. I think Jax is really good into Jin Xin Zhao. They ban Alistar, so Leona's open. So if DK want to be safe here, they could pick Leona on 4. And then T1 goes Corki Olaf, but they could take the Olaf themselves. I think taking the Olaf themselves is bad. Okay, they go Rel. I like Leona personally. They could go. They could. They're not taking the Olaf. So that means that the Jax on 5 is in favor of DK. I don't think you play Vayne into Camille Vi. No way. They're gonna take the Rel. They take the Leona. Thank fuck. Alright, no, they take the Rel. Motherfucker. I think the Leona is better. Alright, here for T1, Corki Olaf makes the most sense. And they've dodged the Jax pick, because if they picked Olaf here, DK, and T1 picked Jax, I think the Jin Xin Zhao is useless this game. They could do Sivir, they could, but I don't think it's that good. I think Corki's better than Sivir. What? They take Jace? No, they take the Olaf. Okay, God bless. So now Jax on 5 is cooking for Shiwu. And then, yeah, I still think Corki's the best for pace. Varus could work, yeah. Wow, he's going Kai'Sa. Jesus. What if he goes Illaoi? What if he actually goes Illaoi instead of Jax? I mean, Jax is great here. This is the whole reason that he avoided the Olaf pick. Alright, pretty fun drafts. Pretty interesting. I think there was a couple different picks I could have swapped. I think Leona for Rel. I think Corki for Kai'Sa. I think Orianna Akali for Locke. But otherwise, pretty expected. There's very heavy Jhin prio in the LCK. And I think the reason there's very heavy Jhin prio is because if one team has Camille E's on midwave, hits a stun, Jhin W, insta-kill. This seems to be like a combo that a lot of teams in the LCK like.
If it's like AP Kai'Sa for poke, that's also probably not good, but in here maybe.
I mean, Kai'Sa is great with dive comps.
And thinks that he can actually
whose draft do you prefer? I think T1's draft would be better with Galio or Akali. I think so. I'm skeptical of Locke still. The champ got nerfed.
I don't know who's gonna win that one.
Faker has this read that Locke is just better than Akali Galio. I don't agree at the moment. Maybe he's gonna prove me wrong. But he's a 5-time world champion, and I'm I just eat all day. But he did say that the 6th was for me, so actually I do have a world championship. So he has 6, I have 1. So it's not as bad as you would think. Alright, the last time DK and T1 faced each other, DK bot lane got completely embarrassed, and that's why they lost the series. Because DK's best lane is their bot lane, and they just got gapped. Like, that's what happened. So DK, try not to get gapped in bot lane, and we might have a close series. But look at Faker. He's playing Electrocute, Ignite, and Doran's playing Exhaust, and he already used it top. And he was playing Ignite. There's 1 TP in this game. 1. There's 1 TP. Wow, Doran already had the base. What the fuck happened top? There's actually 3. Yeah, of course, top laners will have TP, but, you know, after their quest, 7-minute cooldown. When it comes to laning, there's 1 TP. Doran has done some city stuff already by the looks of it.
Big edge he's gonna have.
I don't know how he's...
exchange that these two have. As
he's lost about a wave and a half.
Roams and all this sort of stuff. Extra positions on the map.
Oh, I always get worried about this Lck champ, man. Like, already this looks rough, and he has no TP. Wait, Doran is full cooked in this lane. Like, top is done, so he's dead. What?
Gets the flash out of Doran. Leap strike comes in. One more.
It's so worth it for Shiwu. The wave's bouncing. Doran is cooked. Doran is full cooked. If this doesn't crash, you need to watch here. Does this crash? Yes or no? I don't think it does it?
Jax has leap strike, so he has just more
it doesn't crash.
General in the matchup.
Maybe what? No, it doesn't crash. Oh my god, Doran is completely cooked. And his jungler's bot as well. Well, top is over. Vi showing bot on the pink because DK got a cheater off so they could pink the tri-bush. I mean, if Doran dies to this gank, his game is done.
Doran gonna find out.
Yep. He is thinking about trying to put a ward down, but it looks like Lucid's position was given away.
He just can't farm.
Wait, did he see him or not?
He can't. Like,
I think he did, right?
The thing, because I
think Lucid blundered that a little bit. If he hit a little bit longer,
would have been over.
At least
big trouble for Doran.
At least he has that knowledge, right?
Well, Faker, to be honest,
he's like, look, I don't have
he's farming decently well without TP.
Doran put a ward down, but until that moment, it's like,
okay, the wave crashed. Doran's a bit safe now, but he's going to be down about half a level to a level. Does he get level 3 on the melee?
I thought we were going to go back to see how they use their sums, but Doran just gets
he does. A really nice level. How did we get 2v2 killed bot?
Carrier with the kill onto the
hey! This is the crutch of DK in the series. The T1 bot lane just owns. Don't look top CS, don't look top CS, don't look. You're just a rat. You're just a rat. Wow.
Carrier is right here.
Don't tell me he took a tower shot as well.
Cute idea, but
I mean, come on, Career. Come on. Come on. Come on. JDG pays, bro. That really sent him.
Some of those numbers there might actually be.
JDG helped him in the long run. Playing in the Gulag taught him how to win in the Gulag.
Exactly what
Doran is not 6.
That is kill Doran before
actually, Doran's recovered quite a lot, to be honest. His CS numbers hasn't, but his like game state is not as. It could have been so bad if he died on the crash, before the crash. I feel like Lucid on these timings on top, he's fucked it up. There should have been a window to kill this Olaf at least once. Like I'm sure if they synced the waves better or like timed it well, there should have been a kill. Doran played well to like back up, all things considered.
But T1 are making the most of it. They have a 600 gold advantage, and they also pick up that first dragon.
His top camps,
no
they're
tech,
up.
As far as our souls
Lucid hasn't really done anything this game. Top has been giga gapping, but he's lost Drake, didn't take enemy top camps, hasn't punished top. Lck's been unpunished in the lane. He's not really found anything yet, and he's also down in camps, which is quite surprising because bot crab spawned and owner got it uncontested. Okay, Faker. Okay. Wait a minute.
Though, like
I just hate it when the Xin Zhao is just full clearing on cooldown. So it looks like this Lck matchup is literally all to do with your E. You have to E the Orianna combo away or in.
And was really able to do a lot
so I'm guessing you have to fake your Orianna combo with your Q, not W, and then like Q and be ready to E, and then W yourself when he E's on you. Looks like quite a game of chicken. DK has done good to like spot Carrier this game. And if you watch Carrier Camille a lot, Carrier Camille, he'll run mid, he'll run top, he'll gank your jungler, he'll like be in your fridge, he'll fucking take your apartment keys. But so far he's been kind of stuck in bot, and they've had good vision around bot side to see where he is. So the Camille value has only been really from a 2v2 kill. So grubs are spawning, big pressure top. Pace has ult.
Towards the top side, grabbing those grubs should be a
possibility. Lucid he just started the grubs. Smash is on the way. This is gonna be a big fight maybe.
Jack's really hitting his stride right now. Not even with his first item completed.
Lucid gets one grub, engaged on by owner. Is he just one shot or what?
And he should be taken out. He
oh, what the fuck? He ulted over the wall and got his flash. Smash. Faker. Flash from Shiwu. Exhaust. Rel got the kill. Big shockwave. Smashy. False shot. Kills the Olaf.
Still looking good in the fight as Career
2 for 2. Q from owner. Doesn't hit. Showmaker's die. Big Jin ult. Big Jin ult. Big Jin ult. 3, 2, 1 now. 1, 2, 3.
Or is that just all
4.
they get? A smash?
Doesn't get the last one.
It's
one
back. So
what's that? Is that a 3 for 3? No, 3 for 4. Lucid died, right?
In this fight is
T1 DK, when the game is just on a balance, is some of the craziest fights ever. Yes.
And he is just now
doing more of that. Yeah, the distribution of kills is so much better for T1. Pace got 3 kills in this fight, Faker got 1. Look at Faker's ult here, he's gonna pre-ult the wall. So he gets the execute stack.
But now, they're super split, right? And she was able to find Faker here, has the amazing flash counter.
And then here Olaf just kind of eats them, right? The shockwave doesn't really get owner. Smash has to reload half this fight.
Smash can't get over the wall here. This fight is a complete
Faker will need to pick this totem up.
The sweep from Caedrel. Super high value as well as they.
Wow, the HP bars on T1 is crazy. If the disaster for D+ is Rel gets a kill, and Kaisa gets 3, Lck gets 1, it's a horror. He didn't pick up the totem, it doesn't matter, his ult's back up already. Or unless it's bugged on the HUD. But he doesn't get the stack yet. Wait, you don't get the stacks if you don't pick up the totem? Is that a change? I was playing Lck, I feel like I got the stacks without picking up the totem. It got changed? It was a bug, okay, yeah, so you do get the stacks. I thought picking it up was just literally for the cooldown reduction. Anyway, Jin ult. Lucid should be in time. Both smites are same. Owner smite is up now.
Will he be able to get the steal? That's the question.
Oh my god, he ulted.
And it is going to be Owner that locks it down. Magnus Storm though for Korea is pretty good.
It's hard losing for DK.
It's Lucid to go down first. Showmaker just a little late to the fight. And
T1 just has dive. And they're diving.
Korea gonna try and canter away.
Double kill for Lck.
He will be able to escape.
The Lck is 3 kills.
Goes to T1. That one, definitely T1.
Owner, like,
and even more so now, perhaps.
There's a shockwave here, if you want to cook.
Here from Korea to deny the play. Faker gets shockwave.
Where's the damage, bro? Why is he so tanky, Faker? That's crazy. It's insane that Owner queues over the wall, ults the Zinzao with no flash, and smites the dragon at the same time. Outsmites Lucid, and they get a good engage.
It's 1,000 gold the advantage for Shio on this Jax.
Bro, is Showmaker scaling for like fucking the next T1 Homeground or what? Why is he's playing Rod of Ages tier? I don't like the Lck here, my fraud. You should have seen the Lck last time. It didn't. Just in general, Lck as a champ hasn't been succeeding. But Faker is, as a player, Faker, even if a champ is like regarded as weak, he still sometimes has a differing opinion that he thinks it's strong, you know?
The other half now is Faker's with 3
so Faker is definitely the one player in the world who thinks Lck is still really OP. No one else is doing this, I'm telling you that for a fact.
A lot of the time we do
Zeka would pick Akali, Chovy would pick Galio, like Faker picks Lck. That's just the LCK.
Really doing a bunch of work.
I think Scout is doing it, yeah, a little bit, and Roamer did it, but that win he got was completely criminal. Yeah, but that was pre-nerf when Zeka played it. That was pre-nerf.
Game defining.
I still disagree. I still think a Galio Akali are better champs. But everyone will have their own like thing, you know what I mean?
If they can win a fight here, they're just right back in it. As maybe Keria is caught.
Yeah, there's a deadly flourish. He's taking a lot of damage. There's the Hextech ultimatum. Gets himself over the wall. Sees assist comes on forward. Career in a lot of trouble. There's now Smash is fighting pace, but I don't think he likes
I mean, they can't win the fight here, DK. They can't.
Both of the top laners.
It's an unwinnable fight.
They're
down 2. They're down. To be honest, getting 2 is not bad.
Strike denied.
T1's just running around.
Is picking up so many kills in these fights.
Attacking everyone. I don't get it. Is Showmaker... This is the problem DK has sometimes. Showmaker will play a mage, like Victor or Orianna or Azir, and he will be stuck farming, and the game just is too fast for him. And he can't keep up.
Who is the... Comment the king you best not miss. It's Keria too. They get so much lockdown on him, and look at this. Ults here and gets over the wall.
Like Lck is first on the move and Olaf's TPing. See that? Right there. That's right there decides the fight.
Top laners TP and Doran's here first,
if this is Orianna instead of Lck, then this is winning for DK, right?
Like the Shield needs a little bit more setup. And the attempt here from the Jin to try to turn for D+.
Yes, DK would win that fight if Orianna was there and Lck wasn't. That's just the way the fight goes.
It's going to be dangerous for Shia. They're going to look to finish off this turret and then finish off the Jax. Can he kill Doran? In the meantime is the question. The answer.
But the game's too quick. The game's too quick. T1's playing too quick. DK's playing too slow. They need to play faster. Okay, so there's one thing that you do. If you look at one thing in this game right now, you'll know how fucking cooked the game is for DK.
I do think Ocean Soul is incredibly good for Olaf.
That is 16 minutes. Kraken Rageblade, 16 minutes? Are you fucking serious? And then you look at the nameplate. How does T1 also have 2 Drakes? They're going to have Soul Point here.
And Shiu is still extremely
It's a 4v4.
strong.
DK is trying to play it a bit faster. They're trying
to...
Yo, let's get in there.
Hayes has no flash, no cleanse.
I just think Carrier owner are just going to dive on someone's head now.
As well as they spot Carrier out, but he still goes in.
And that head is Showmaker. Does he die? Faker just solo killed Siwoo. And T1. The game's over. The game just ended. The game just ended. Right here, the game ended. The fact that DK loses the Drake fight and Siwoo gets solo killed by Faker. GG. How did Faker solo kill Jax? The Jax is not weak. He's not gonna get him. He's not gonna get him.
He's got a bit of mobility. I don't think you're gonna get him.
What the fuck?
Faker's gonna get out again.
What is this T1? I think. Call me crazy. Great game from owner.
It's somewhat reminiscent of the
Great
last
game from owner.
time we saw these. T1 doesn't always scrap, but you don't want to scrap with T1 as Faker just avoids the counter strike, and then he's like, "You're dead."
Yeah.
Ults him in point blank range, and he's like, "I will hit that threshold."
What?
I've got my storm
He
surge.
just fucking smoked him.
And I think Shiu, he knew he had to try to do something there, but there wasn't much he could do. His engage is amazing, right?
He just uses his E to dodge Jax's engage, and then he just re-engages and bursts him.
Their secondary is more difficult.
I mean, T1 just played for Drake
and
now.
he's getting closer and closer to just having a Zhonya, so he doesn't even need to worry.
Listen, I'll hold my hands up.
Or anything like
Yo,
that
he picked the lock and he smurfed it. I was wrong. I'm happy to say that.
For the in 5 items, I'm gonna do damage build already. Kind of
ever since the nerfs, this champ looked weak.
Gold, the lead for T1.
Weak. Let me check it too. This is Lck after nerfs, okay?
Set of combos off. One of the things
In
about
tier
Lck, you know, I've dubbed him the cheerleader.
It's not working for
when
anyone.
he's not
Jackie's
doing well.
won and Roamer won, and this game that Roamer
the
won,
ability to burst him
the
down
game
when
was
he goes for his
over,
initial
and he
ult
randomly
drop
won a
and
top
combo,
fight,
you
and
can
the
kill him
game
quickly.
was
So
over.
often he just comes the
Say the
ender
thing,
of the
okay, it's
team fight.
unlosable
You
for
can go in
T1.
first, layer all
But
that
it actually
damage,
is though,
drop your
deadass. Like
ultimate
that is
down,
this game's
and
full
then
chopped.
pop out his Zhonyas and do it again.
Oh, well,
Faker.
Lucid
He has no
looking for an
Eeyore.
angle towards Faker.
Maybe
Let's
he's
see
cooked
whether he
here.
can outplay it as the audacious charge does come on through.
What?
There's the Purgatory. And Faker is going to then try and use that Ashen Pursuit to get himself out, but I don't think it's going to work. Eats the Grey Health, still goes down, and Lucid going to claim that kill. What are they getting on the cross map, though? That's the question.
Bro, what's the counterplay? That wasn't even all left. What's the counterplay? I think Camille is just OP as fuck. It is so OP. I think Camille with Vi or Jarvan, it's just like
the one thing that D+ got this game
you need some of the best peel ever, or you need to be like in such a good state, or I don't know. This Camille plus Vi / Jarvan is. And this is really weird. If you go back to the draft, if you remember, they went Ori Jhin into Camille first pick. They could have gone Ori Vi, but I don't think it changes the game because they'll just go Jarvan, I guess. And it's kind of similar. I think it helps DK a little bit, but Orianna Vi isn't that.
It's
not really like.
Two turrets, but he doesn't know is a Camille in his jungle. Flying through a Vi.
Kai'Sa is OP. I mean, Kai'Sa's OP.
Is good, man.
Kai'Sa's biggest weakness
and she's a very good
like
champion. Always has
she can get kind of cooked in lanes.
I also think, like,
against like Jin's, Varus, Caitlyn's.
Already had a bit of a dropped identity.
If she can get through the lane and have a dive comp, then she's really strong.
Goes in onto Pays. And then goes in onto
what
Shelly
the fuck are you
starts
doing?
donuts and
that's how they use the Rip.
This PD third on Kai'Sa, that's AD Kai'Sa build, or?
And I don't know whether I like the
because after PD you go like fucking IE or some shit, right?
And we'll be able to avoid death from
and then LDR. He's going AD Kai'Sa.
You have to build like this as Showmaker.
Is it better AD Kai'Sa than AP Kai'Sa? Why?
Even though you
alright, soul fight, here we go, last fight, lock in, everyone shut up, reset, do the OGG, and then we watch this fight.
The problem is
I just think Pace, I think Pace is going to pentakill him. He's just going to pentakill. What, so you going to go for round 2 or what?
In his hordes of cash in order to buy a QSS as well.
I mean, look at all this
really hard.
Guys, you have to get the dragon.
Posturing for D+, but the dragon is being taken. Shiu can't even get access to the fight.
Yeah, Shiu is just going to have to walk away.
Okay, Jin's just spectating now. If Faker one-shots Jin,
it's for smash. Doran taking a lot of damage, does pull the trigger, is now the exhaust on a Faker is decent.
It's a pentakill for Faker or what? Oh, I like that smash ult position. They just, the game is just chopped. They just dive on them and one-shot everyone.
It should be a quadra here for Faker, as Pays will be taken out.
Who's the player of the game? I feel like it's Owner, but it could also be Faker. Faker did a lot of work this game. I think it's always like a game-winning play if your team 4v4s a dragon and you can solo kill the enemy solo laner on the opposite side of the map. That already like leverages the game so heavily, because if you lose a Drake fight, you're still even.
He'll shock blast, and I'll follow.
In a way.
He's like, I'm waiting for your call, Showmaker, on this one. As Faker's still denying him entry, right? When the carry of eye engage comes through again.
So I think in that regard, I think he did a lot for the map.
I thought that was.
But I think the
Orion
good
on my
news
team.
for T1 is Owner is so fucking
leaves
back.
right away. He's like, no, there's nothing I can do. At least is able to get a kill back here, and it is a shutdown.
I wonder what happened in scrims, because Tom was like, yeah, Painter will be playing in the home ground, and then it's like... I mean, I don't even know what to say about DK this game. Their comp is just too slow, they can't keep up, and Showmaker on a mage is just 50-50 game. Like, the little rats around him will either just int it, or he'll get 30 minutes of time to farm and he'll be useful. But he needs to just get the fuck off the mage, put the pace in the bag, and start fucking fighting. Also, Lucid this game was pure
smacking Doran around. Doran's 6-2 and
doggy
8.
doo-doo. The problem that you have against a team like T1 as DK
is still just so massive here in this game. Just quietly
is if you're down one game, T1 can just pick Kate Lux next game and just kingdom you, and you're under so much pressure.
Get rid of the vibe, but he's still taking so much damage. Crashes away, and there is Faker with the execute. As Lucid also throwing out his ulti, but I just don't know whether it's going to be enough to save
almost
Shiu,
won
who's on the
1v1
other
against
side of
Doran
the
with
fight,
Ocean Soul
just
down a level,
dying.
to be fair.
Once
I think the Jax pick into Olaf, I see it.
But he had
I see it. I think Kled and Jax have looked like the best answers to Olaf so far. What is this guy writing? You don't ever win 1v1 Jax with Grandmaster at arms, lil bro. Is he listing out the spell names? What are we even saying? Yeah, I think if Orianna used command attack here, they'd have... Like, what are we even saying?
Ocean Soul, I've had it for a little while here.
Faker shouldn't have been given the nail gun.
I mean, he's just killed it.
Lucid is in a lot of trouble. Shockwave does come on through, though, and Faker will be shut down. Clockwork windup going to be
10k gold lead in a soul.
Doran really has just become
and a pace.
Teammates.
So if T1...
Doran has been a huge benefactor here as 2 siege minions looking to take
we'll
down
see about
this
draft after next game.
After this game. And everyone else on T1 is looking to push through mid. And I don't know whether
today is T1 DK in the home ground, and Sunday is T1 Gen.G in the home ground. And Gen.G look kinda...
She was so mad. He's so ready to just...
They look a bit better, Gen.G. They look a bit better. And it's also on a Sunday, bro. Like, how... I feel like Sunday is just a great day to watch games.
This was
like, it's just peak.
Overzealous from Faker. Look at how far
you lie in bed, you watch on your phone, you stay up late at night on a Saturday in NA. Like, Sunday is the peak day of watching
Crescent Guard denied, or the follow-up is Crescent Guard denied as probably in the
how did Gen.G lose to DNS? Don't worry about that. It was complete. Don't worry. It is. I feel like it should be ignored.
Right now, this Orianna is so far behind here in this game.
Wait, Pace might actually die. He got cancelled on his ult.
He's going to go golden, but I don't know whether that's going to be enough to save him.
All right, Showmaker, you're taking shutdowns and you're scaling for 40 years. Are we in the game now, Showmaker? Are you there? Nope, you're still 3k down. The tier has finally stacked. The Roa has finally procced. The gold is flowing in. Why do I feel like T1's just going to send it on them?
Oh no. Well, Doran is just going to look to dive on top of Showmaker, and that is going to be a mistake. And he just runs his way out of there. Successful escape.
Okay, well, he defended the top.
But he is going to have to avoid a few of these shots.
Holy shit, that was like a scene out of the Titanic there, Owner over the wall. Actually, to be fair, being 10k down in a soul, normally the game's over. But the fact that there's an Elder fight, I think that's kind of fun. Go on, boot up the Elder fight. It's completely unwinnable Elder fight for DK, but it is what it is. An Elder fight's an Elder fight. We'll take an Elder fight.
Unfortunately, there's just too many buttons for FaZe to outplay there. Like, he
Career got plus 67 gold there. W. So let's check my notes here. Showmaker gets a shutdown and he buys a amplifying tome. Yep, guys, we can win. To be fair, Showmaker's kind of tanky. He's still one shot.
Support jungle, kill the carry, and the carry
where is that
really
rat going?
been the Jhin. It's been
where
Showmaker.
This is the longest flank of the century, and he's avoided this ward.
She was also pretty dangerous, but
he's avoided the Jhin traps.
Biggest wraparound of his life is looking to get in behind D+. So far, it's working. They do have decent defensive vision. They are going to find him out right now as he makes his way in. Shiu is just looking to push this way forward, put the pressure on as the Elder is getting started by T1.
D+ decent really vision.
Yeah, decent vision here for D+ right now.
Someone might get a pentakill in this fight. I can feel it. The Lck or the Kai'Sa.
The Purgatory combo alongside that Hex ultimate is so dangerous as there's the cease and desist. They do try and flash their way out of combo.
Look at the carries. Look at the carries of DK.
Is massive, but still down go the carries.
One of them has an Olaf hitting them in the head. The other one has a Vi hitting them in the head. And no one's around.
Lucy gonna try and escape, but there's a counter-strike and a dream here for this Jax. And unfortunately, it's gonna turn into a nightmare as Lucid's gonna escape. But I mean, where are you gonna go, my friend? Maybe
we'll
to game number 2.
Yeah, I think you and I are on the same page on that one. The only person more upset than CV Max about that team fight is Valdez, as the blast bomb gets phased away.
Well, Owner gets benched, comes back a week later, and he plays like this. Yo. Alright, well, I think player of the game will go to Faker. I think deserved. Shout out to Owner. DK, I don't even... I'm not even like... I think not say about DK. I'm like... Bro, they were fucking AFK the whole game. I don't get it then. DK need more. They need more agency in mid. More agency in mid. More. Alright, we'll see if they do it. We'll see if they get more. Talk to me. DK, you can't get 2-0'd here.
Very early in the game.
You can't get 2-0'd. Be competitive.
Let it happen by
be competitive. CV Max, give them a talk.
Gold. And that was
give them a talk.
Problem. Let's see though.
Alright, Big Ben's a bit easier here. So the real OPs are just Bard, Cassio, IMO. When you look at the draft now, I think a champ like Jace becomes pretty OP. I mean, Poppy will be banned. Lucian, I think, is a must ban against T1. If I'm DK, I'm banning Lucian, Cassio, Bard. This is just my bans locked against T1 for sure. Okay, they ban Cassio. That gives space for a Shen ban or a Shen first pick. I think Lucian ban on first pick is pretty good if I'm DK. One of these two. Yeah, T1 have always been a Nocturne team. Wow, okay, so the Jace ban comes out already. Yeah, I think Jace prio is pretty high now. So right now for OPs, you're looking at Shen, Lucian, Poppy, and there's two bans left. You could play for a Lucian first pick here. If you do that, you need to be careful of Naught. I think T1 can trade Yunara Lulu. There's a Lux lane with Kate ready, and it's brewing. They ban the Lucian, they don't want to get involved in that, so it's Shen, Poppy now. T1 could ban Shen and call it a day. Poppy ban is not as necessary, but if Poppy ban comes out here, then that does mean that they might be looking at Lee Sin 1-2 is a trade for the Shen. And then the answer into Shen normally is Alistar. I'm a bit scared that they don't pick Alistar into Shen, and they just pick like a Kate Lux into Shen, and you just get blasted. They ban Syndra. Ooh, okay, Ryze prio is pretty high. And Nivea is still a good answer, I think, though. And I think Annie is a good answer to... the Ryze as well. Do you first pick Shen? Do you first pick Shen? Poppy's open as well. That's a very neutral first pick. Ezreal. Very neutral. Ezreal can play into Kate Lux, can play into Shen, can play into Poppy. That's like a very neutral first pick. It's not a power pick. T1 have a lot to work with here. They could take the Shen.
Yeah, it is. I mean,
they could take the Ryze. I think Ryze for Faker would be a pretty big pick. They take the Ryze. So DK really playing the draft already a little bit like careful. They could do Ryze Shen here and then like Pantheon on 3. That would be very scary. So now Showmaker, he could go Victor into Ryze. I think it's not the best. By the way the games are going, the games are too quick for him to play. Oh, they take the Pantheon 1-2. Okay. So now here DK could go any like any Wukong, or they could go like
you got Ezreal,
Shen,
and now Lucian's gonna give the return.
I don't like any Shen 2-3. I feel like it doesn't have like you're gonna get pinched in jungle. They could go LeBlanc. I don't like Jarvan, but we take the Jarvan. I think the Ezreal Karma, damn. Okay, so they're picking full bot prio here, DK. They want full bot prio. I think T1 here should just pick the Ambessa. Pick the Ambessa, pick a strong top and ban for it. Drop bot lane, like T1 bot lane will find something. The alternative is Nautilus here, but it doesn't feel very carry to pick a Nautilus here. I think they will go Dora and pick ban for it and drop bot lane. It's probably better. It gets you more value in the draft, I would say. This, even though it's quote-unquote a blind, you're blinding top on counter pick, you get more value here with like Renekton ban and I don't know, what else do you ban? You could ban Renekton and Vayne maybe? That's what I would ban. I think those are good bans. Now, what do you ban here is DK. So T1 bot lane options now, they have Yunara Lulu, Ashe Seraphine, but they're playing into Jarvan. So Ashe Seraphine lower prio, Yunara Lulu higher prio. They have Corki, which is good into Jarvan. And then they have Kate. I would think that Kate, Yunara are probably the best bans, and let him play Corki. It's probably the best way. But even then, he has Zeri Yuumi, which is disgusting. So there's the Nautilus ban. It's good into Ezreal Karma. I don't really think it's a carry pace pick to play a Nautilus lane. So I mean I'm not surprised by that, but I think Vayne ban for T1 here is pretty good. They could ban a mid laner like Annie or Talia, but I think Vayne is the better option. It covers the Ambessa quite nicely. I think the
feel
ban
like
is a good
a
ban.
Vayne ban feels like the tax that should be paid.
They banned Talia. Okay, so they are gonna ban the Annie or Talia. Okay, so they do have like Vayne here. They do have Annie. They do have TF.
It's beautiful.
And they have like Victor, which I hate. I hope they don't do that. There's so many bot lanes open still. I don't think Showmaker's gonna play Anivia. Maybe he does. They banned the Inara.
Gonna be taken away instead.
So there's Zeri, Yumi, Caitlyn Lux. Kate Lux into Ezreal Karma is hard though. That's a tricky matchup. Corki is by far the most neutral, but he doesn't really have a support. I don't really think Corki works with anything other than what Nico. You can do Corki Nico, it sounds kind of bad, or...
Zeri! I mean, Caitlyn Lux.
They could play... Nah, you won't play Kate Nami, right? That makes zero sense. They could... Yeah, Kate Shen also sucks, right? They're gonna play Kate Lux.
He just hits him.
Now, do you go Vayne? Do you go TF? Do you go Anivia or Annie? What rounds this comp out best? If they want to be very neutral, they can just pick like Gnar, but...
Vayne's confident into it, like...
Aatrox, I feel like you need an Annie now, don't you? You need like some go. I feel like the Jarvan has... Or TF, yeah. I like Anivia, but if you're willing to play it, I like it. Showmaker TF is a classic. Showmaker TF is a classic here. I like the TF, please lock it in, please lock it in. This gives DK so much more to play the game with. Especially if you're going to play like a Kate Lux lane. Or a Kate Milio lane. Milio is good into TF. That's a pretty good pick on a pivot. That's a good pivot if they want to do that. But this gives Showmaker options into bot. Well, they're playing Kate Lux, but DK has Ezreal Karma, and Ezreal Karma is pretty good at dealing with Kate Lux. The only problem that they have is that there is a Ryze Pantheon on the enemy team who will be landing in bot, 2 bot, 4 bot, with bot, and they need to be very careful about that.
But with these players
T1 bot lane
on them,
has to be careful about Showmaker TF, but this Ryze TF matchup, Ryze kind of wins, but TF he'll be fine. He just needs to scale a bit, get his first base off, and then he can start moving around a bit. This lane is on career. It's like, it's late. Okay, guys, are we?
Does get at least tagged by that Mystic shot, but still.
Oh, fuck off.
In this matchup, cleanse because of the binding gets a little bit weird here.
It's cooked. The Ezreal Karma is zoned level 1. Zoned. And they lost heal. It's bot gap. It's bot gap.
Matchup like this. As the binding going to connect. There is a great Peacemaker as Korea takes a lot of damage.
He healed there for Pace to hit him once, but he actually went to ward there, Pace. Now, normally when it's ranged matchup bot like this, both junglers want to find some timer to just like get a really good angle in bot lane. Right now they're going to get Faker's Ghost.
Yeah, there's the gold card, and Showmaker throws out those wild cards as well. Faker in a bit of trouble, but does have the Ghost, and Lucid...
He just runs away or what?
Flash flag and drag might do it, but Faker's running real fast.
Doesn't go for it.
Will escape.
You know, I was talking about the Ahri pick.
Okay, well he just runs away. Anyway, finding a timing in bot could break the matchup either way.
Ends up doing it just so much easier.
Lucid just showed mid and cross top, so they need to be very careful here, DK, of Pantheon.
Enough damage to feel like he needed to expend it.
To be fair, Pace.
We are seeing a potential.
Yeah, Smash is farming. He's farming.
Yeah,
wow, is he just attack Faker? Is that the way forward here? Just gank and attack Faker?
This is getting a bit ridiculous.
Okay, apparently it is.
He drops a flag on him.
I mean, TF is good at setting up ganks, right?
Kind of alluding to it. Faker did not respect. He decided,
okay, better trades in bot for DK now.
I don't have TP.
Level 4.
And he pays for it. He still doesn't have TP though.
The bot trades are a bit better.
Like what happens next. He finds himself 300 gold behind.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's pretty easy.
Lurking here.
Just, I mean, flash stun, flash Q.
Thinks he's positioned safely enough, but
it's like
flash gold
when you have TF on your team, if you both flash CC, it's likely you get a kill early. Need to be careful of T1's jungle support paying you the favor back when they attack with Lux Flash or Pantheon Flash.
Did just die for first blood.
Lovely TF position, farming with Q. Classic, max range farming. Alright, the Ezreal Karma lane's back in a little bit of control. They have good push, and I feel like whichever side of this matchup has the push, I think it probably just makes the matchup
I think it's going to be how well Showmaker uses
much easier. You just poked him on the tower. The game is so much slower compared to game 1. Well, it'll feel slower because there's 2 range supports in the game. But once everyone hits level 6, that's when I think there'll be a lot of angles.
Has the Greaves, so it makes it a little bit easier for him to dodge these, but he's not
nice
dodging
hits
them.
by
that's
Smash.
A lot of damage, as now you got a job.
Okay, Smash is hitting some big skill shots.
Yeah, they expect the Pantheon to come down. He's playing defensively rather than looking for
bot crab level 6.
Down flash as well. It's going to turn to a bit of a scuttle contest here. Even though Showmaker doesn't have prio, he does have that ultimate you mentioned, so if we have an extended fight here, it's going to be a close one as Owner goes in first.
Yep, should be the 2v2 as they look for Faker. Gold card comes
Realm
out
Warp
once
after
again,
this.
but Lucid's in a bit of trouble.
And
The
Flash,
Flash
and
gets
Lucid's
Faker
dead.
away, and now Lucid's going to be taken down. Faker grabs the kill. Carrier trying to take the Pantheon.
Oh my
for a
god, the
walk.
Lux binding didn't hit.
Showmaker with it, but that is still
that could have been a double
big
kill if
win
Carrier
for
Q
T1.
flashed.
And it's the flash advantage you talked about earlier. That's the big difference.
Was Carrier just late?
The whole time I'm watching that fight, I'm just thinking.
I don't get it. Did he like not move up the river properly? He can walk up the river, shield, heal. Is there another turn angle there?
Are expended, but he just flashes the wall and the fight
I thought Carrier was way earlier.
In that instant,
didn't they have bot prio?
It's the fact that that flash wasn't on cooldown as Korea taking a full combo.
Oh my god,
goodness.
Did he get double headshot there?
Taking a
Smash
lot
red
of
potion.
barrage.
Pays also red potted. TF's looking for an ult bot, look at the map. Nope, he's going back mid. Pays is respecting it. Cameraman, stop it. I hate it when the cameraman does this. It makes me tweak. It looks like... Wait, did Pantheon ult somewhere?
So good at piloting this champion.
Did I miss the Pantheon?
But he seems
when did Owner Pantheon ult?
Well, he was out in the T1 with a slight gold lead, and that is a big deal against.
Can someone check when he ulted? I don't.
Very
he did not ult from base to blue buff. There's no way.
Which is kind of crazy.
I refuse to believe that.
Given the kills in a single game.
Did he think that Jarvan invaded him or what?
kills of all time.
Too much good if he gets hit by
T1
the
swapped top for the grubs, and they got 3 grubs and a Caitlyn, and Shiu is dead. Farewell.
Coming up.
Yeah, World Ender coming on in
the game's over here, surely.
He does look to lock down Owner. That is going to be an easy kill there.
Oh, Q flash heal.
Looks to turn it, but it's not going to quite be enough. But he does
okay, looks like Pantheon ulted mid. There was a replay, he ulted mid, and he didn't get a kill.
It was too late.
Okay, now DK do the same thing bot, right? Now we dive bot now, right?
Into a good position. The ulti comes down, but it's not a great spot. Cataclysm comes in. Lucid looking for the kill, and he will find it.
All right, DK's playing the game. God bless. The problem is they don't have grubs and T1 do. So Pace is milking that tower, and Smash needs the base and run top. Oh, so this comes down to... Okay, we're gonna go to replay, but a mind game is happening right now. Did Caitlyn Lux base, or are they killing Shiu? And if they did base, are they running bot or top, and where is Ezreal running? Oh, they're trying to kill Shiu, but I think they just showed.
Carrier as Showmaker shows up, the turret's ramping.
Okay, T1 showed top.
It looks like intentional the way this was set up here by Lucid to make sure they could block the
so DK lose Jarvan flash and Ezreal flash here, but they pull the dive off in a 1 for 0, so it's not the end of the world. Drake is still up.
So he is not able to outplay.
But DK, I think now, with this draft, and maybe after a little CV Max talking to, they're playing a bit faster, which is good. They're reacting to the top dive, they're diving bot.
Winning on both.
Like Lucid's actually in the game, who outscales. I would say scaling can be looked at in many ways, but I think the power is in DK's hands, IMO, in scaling, because they'll have rapid fire cannon TF and an Ezreal. And I think T1 doesn't have the range or the engage to deal with it. Aatrox also becomes really strong.
Yeah.
But T1 have double global.
So much damage once those 3 items do come in as Owner in a little bit
I think the range and teamfight is slightly DK favored, but T1 have more options on the map. He's ulting him. Oh, he got the flash. Oh, great EQ.
But he follows with the flag and drag. And they take out Owner.
The Jarvan played that very well.
That was a very, very thin margin.
There's one window T1 has right now on Owner's respawn, which is a Pantheon ult onto bot, because Jarvan's going to do Drake base and open top, and Ezreal's no flash. They need to be really careful of Pantheon opening bot with ult.
Something they were obviously considering when they decided
we'll watch the minimap, see if the Pantheon clicks bot here and looks for the ult.
Ends up being a kill onto the Pantheon, but also getting his flash. Lucid didn't have flash from the
Smash is
kill
basic,
earlier.
God bless.
So
you see how Owner clicked down, and then he clicked up as he saw the base. Now he might look for the same play on top,
but it's also very valuable
because he knows Ezreal's on a base timer. Here it comes.
Alright. Shiu gonna get dove on. The World Ender does come through, but it's a public execution!
That's the power of Pantheon Rise right there. Doran gets first blood power
here for first turret, but
Doran wins it surely.
Essence Fluxes, I think it should go the way of
the
Doran.
Essence Fluxes.
They're on the top side. He's got a full wave.
Surely Doran wins that, right? Or
yeah,
he wins it.
They will not get this first brick. Faker's gonna come over to defend anyways.
Lucid finds Owner, no flash. He doesn't have Jarvan ult for like 10 seconds.
Very aggressive towards Owner right now, and Owner is in a lot of trouble.
Does he have
I don't think
E?
he's gonna be able to do anything about this. Doran might be able to rotate down. He is trying to fight it. Showmaker's moving up. Ace in the hole, and Lucid is able
Oh god, fucking hell! Showmaker just shat his pants and just flashed to get the kill, and now they're cooked.
Moving up and has Doran in tow.
Oh my god!
Can he get a flag and drag out? The answer is out.
And then here, this is the attempt. But Showmaker doesn't have ult. If Showmaker has ult here, then he can just come on top of Owner and blow him up here.
Pantheon lives for so long.
Instead, it's
I think Showmaker panics so hard here, which I completely makes sense he does this.
Damage coming through, he still bursts Owner down. But Showmaker awkwardly flashes here, and then Doran shows up, and
And especially
so
now,
DK got a Drake this series. That's good. Alright, Herald's up. They're dancing over Herald. Pantheon ult, be careful. He has no tower behind him, right? So if they actually send it on Aatrox, trouble. But they have TF TP. Karma and Ezreal aren't showing, and Jarvan's was around top, so it's a bit of a risky play to go for. Wait, are you just giving...
well over to T1? I think this was the step one of how to get that done in the first 10 minutes, and now they're zoned out by Caitlyn traps.
Yeah,
and we might see a late contest.
Headshot. Yeah, that late contest is coming in.
TF ult is used, or what?
Popped. That gives them full information as to what's happening.
So Showmaker ulted there to give them vision to walk in.
Lets her walk past.
Now he's going to have to TP in there if he needs to. But he stopped them doing Herald with his ult from bot.
Still just trying to
because DK can walk in with vision, right? Showmaker's losing this matchup. I feel like they need to get TF out of bot. He's fucking stuck in his bot lane. Doran's just face tanking his damage.
Ultimately, D+, they played a pretty fine line with letting that.
Okay, he bases and TP's bot here, Showmaker.
Right now, Showmaker's going to TP bottom side, and the Herald.
So T1 have a pretty decent Herald.
Sit in the Baron pit
but they
another day.
They cancelled Career as well.
And that is a lot of damage onto Career, but.
Yeah, Herald's kind of gone. This is a Herald for T1, I think.
With this wave that does move in.
Mikhail's first for carry.
Oh, he cancelled Doran. That helps a little bit for DK if they want to fight this Herald.
So that's actually really valuable.
Showmaker can chase Doran's space here to stop him from TPing.
Showmaker finding a fair bit of damage here on
and
Doran, but now Shiu is in a little bit of trouble. 1v2 versus Faker and Owner, but that's
he's a tanky boy. He's 0-2, but he's a tanky boy.
He's going to get him so
you see
the
I don't know how to describe it. Now Showmaker gets bot tier 1. T1 really want this Herald, but it's costing them a lot.
Pushes Doran out of the bottom lane. He gets that
I think they can't get it.
They're pushed out of the mid lane as well. Pays is because Carrier went up to try to final spark on that attempt. As a result,
Showmaker did a lot there. If Showmaker didn't cancel the Ambessa base, the Herald was gone. But he managed to cancel Doran's base, chase him, push bot, hit the tower, and then Owner and Faker kind of went for this top play that just didn't work. Showmaker's ult up soon. 2-item TF, pretty strong. 2-item Jarvan, pretty strong. Drake up. No IE on pace. Mikhail's on carrier. Shiwu, no TP. And DK have Herald. So the setup is better for DK.
Okay.
TF ulting. And
Destiny Gates come on through here. As Pays.
Okay. I mean, they pushed him out. They pushed him out. Ooh, they're going to send it on Showmaker. Be careful. Be careful, please. Be careful. Actually, TF is such a safe side there. He just Qs the wave and then runs away.
Down a level. The result.
And he hides on bush.
He's clearing the waves and he's not under kill pressure.
Muramana
soon, but he can't really control that side of the map very well. Ezreal on the bottom side,
if Shiwu walked up there and showed,
and this Caitlyn,
the Pantheon Lux clicks would be quick, and they would trade Drake for a Shiwu. Good thing he's playing the weak side well. Alright, so now DK have Herald. I'm scared of the Caitlyn scaling. The Caitlyn scaling is scary. That champ on 3 items, 4 items, just one-shots people. I think DK 3 items is also really strong.
They want to fight wherever they can all
So like now and one more item, I think they're strongest for sure. I agree.
He's going to be the one who wants to set up. But
I still think their late game is very like, they have a lot of range.
Get this free farm? I don't think so. That's not allowed anymore. They're going to try to punish on the Faker.
Yeah, Showmaker in a bit of trouble though as Faker and Owner are looking for him, but he does just walk it off. Lucid making his way in. Showmaker very low.
First on this top plane?
As the Realm Warp looking to try and deny. Gold card in hand.
What is
Lucid
DK
in a lot
doing?
Of trouble as well. The members of T1 are just everywhere as Lucid's
what
able
is DK
to escape.
Doing?
Showmaker taking a long time to die, but ladies and gentlemen, he will. And down he will go. But
that's
in
Baron,
the meantime,
or what?
She was taking the bottom out of turret.
What?
We've got Smash in mid, and now
T1 just ulted top, killed Showmaker, took Nash. That's it.
In full vision
that's it. They just did that.
D+ don't have anyone over here. I mean, Career is coming over. There's a trap wall set already. Smash is going to be able to walk his way through.
Public execution is a little private this time around for Doran. As Owner taking so much damage from this Baron. We need
okay, they can't tank it.
Baron it is.
And Doran ult.
I don't think it's the
Ambessa ult against an Ezreal. If he hits, he can suppress him and maybe stop his arcane shift. But Siwu didn't even have the TP here, so the play actually is even better for DK. Even though Showmaker died, this is winning, I think, for DK.
I just like the naming.
I think it's
Siwu gets a full tower bot
right now to push T1 off.
Actually, it's pretty even in gold. In actual gold, it's even, but in map pressure.
D+ actually win on the exchange, right?
Yeah, I think they kind of win
bottom turret. They got most of this inner.
If T1 convert the kill into a Nash, of course it's losing.
And T1 got a kill onto Showmaker eventually,
DK need to click this.
as well as a flash.
So DK advantage, right? Their main advantage came from the fact they have TP advantage now. Showmaker's playing very scared. I think he should have walked up and hit that tower. They're going to Herald it though, so it's okay.
Herald here to set up a dive, I think. And there's Pantheon ult available here, but he can't get access.
Huh?
Yeah, you can see Doran going to have to try and dash out of that Cataclysm, but Owner's just going to make his way up. going to dive into Shelly as Dorian gets knocked up as well. Lucid looking for an angle as they get on top of
Owner chains CC dead.
Barrage, but it's actually Lucid.
What the fuck just happened there? Sorry, I'm stun locked.
I know the T1 motto.
Lucid like ulted the flash up and Bessa, insta-cancelled his ult, ran away into the Herald, then Doran went in. W new frog.
If your T1
Alright, Drake's up. DK, it would be nice to click Drake, but what happens if you click Drake against T1? Yeah, they click Baron. So you can see how scared DK is. Like, this Dragon has been up for like a minute, but they're always hovering here. They're waiting for top push. Alright, it's a free Drake. T1's gonna give it, and they can't do Baron. Can they? Oh, they can kill Showmaker. Don't hit the Embassy, please.
Come from across the wall, perhaps, as there's the Pantheon making his way.
Oh, he got the stun before Pantheon stunned. Oh, and he's just out of range because of it. You have to stop
and Showmaker will go down, but the Drake is going to be
the trade. The Avengers are landing. Avengers inbound.
Owner for a walk. Shiu is going to show up this time, and I think Owner is going to die for the 5th time.
Oh, that was a big dash.
The Umbral dash through the wall there. As now Doran is getting enclosed here in this top lane.
Faker's getting bot tier 1. DK got the Drake and they stopped the top play. Alright, Smash got a lot of mana from those berries. Showmaker has TP, 3. There's no Pantheon ult though. It's a 3v5 for the next 10 to 20 seconds. It should be free.
He can get back here very, very quickly. The teleport does come through from
It should be free.
Career's in a bit of trouble. Has to flash away.
Boom, Showmaker behind. Just get the smite, Lucid. Don't choke it. Yeah. Out. DK are playing faster, much faster, very nice. That's my tempo, you know what I mean? That is my tempo. GA Jarvan into Caitlyn, maybe that stands better, but all good. GA is kind of good item. 3 item Caitlyn, 3 item Ryze. T1 is coming online when it comes to damage. If Pantheon gets the W off here, instantly, then Doran can ult, but he doesn't get. So this takes way longer for T1 than it should have. He should have already been dead. I don't think it changed too much. Maybe Owner dies anyway.
And they did, but it
whoa!
That was a bit of a jump scare. Shiu is going to flash away the public execution, and Faker is going to shut him down. Did have to use the flash for it, but man, I'm terrified.
As ult cancel the bases, does it hit?
Of
course it doesn't.
Replays, but yeah,
alright.
They do have a Baron. They are going
well,
to push
that's
down
a shutdown.
Lane.
Whoa.
I mean, it helps them from, prevents them from having 3 pushing lanes here during this Baron.
T1's getting kind of strong,
off of this.
Yeah, this bottom situation is a bit of a problem. As Lucid going to get chased away.
I mean, you don't have many options as T1. Doran's getting a lot of money here. I mean, T1 have gotten a lot of gold, but they haven't gotten map control.
The world's shortest gate comes down for Showmaker, looking to hold Doran in position. He's going to try and
insta-lock it, insta-lock. Ah, it's red, it's red. What is this, the World Cup? The fuck is that? Whoa.
Yeah, public execution going to catch him here as Doran looks to get on top of him. It might have been a bait though.
No Pantheon ult.
Final Spark is a support Lux, so it is not going to be Showmaker.
It's 1 minute 20 seconds on the Drake. That's where the fight. That's where the pace is. That's where the fight is.
20 seconds.
Click the dragon. Click the dragon. Both teams click the dragon.
I mean, if
Faker and Pace have a lot of damage. They do. The gold lead is Lucid GA. That's it. This is a closer fight than you think. T1 have a really good chance here. Oh yes, multiple reminder. Caitlyn's so OP.
They can't make a play to get prio.
So DK, the way they want to fight, they want to keep you at range. Stun, SL Q, stun, Mantra Q, stun.
It's hard for D+.
And T1 needs to just go in forehead. Guys, their scaling's pretty scary. I know you have good range, but they have Caitlyn Ryze.
And now D+ have to kind of play it
blind. You have to fight the
here. Showmaker could ult for vision.
Well, there's that teleport in. Death Dance in hand.
Pace clips Pace.
HP bar halved by that True Shot barrage, and look at you. There's a
They're gonna rush it. They're gonna rush it. They're gonna rush it.
Let's see whether he does make
They're gonna rush it. Lucid has to flash ult swipe. Here it comes. 3, 2, 1.
Doran looking for a bit of an engage. Is into the back line.
Flash ults in.
Lucid gets the knock up on
Pace is dying. Carrier's dying.
This Aatrox, but he's not in the team fight. The trap does go
down. Pace is making fun of Siwu. Okay, Pace dead.
He is taken
out. Ult misses. Lucid plays for the fight and it works. They don't get the dragon though. It doesn't swing much. I mean, Caitlyn has no sums is the biggest swing. They get some gold back. They would have liked the soul. The reason they go in like that is because Wu is behind them. And he forces Pace out. Faker ults the stun card out.
He gets a few more autos in there and maybe.
I mean, if this was a team fight though, like if anyone's able to CC Shiu at all,
this is a good game. This is a good game.
T1 smashed that fight.
Is used.
So D+, they're not necessarily in a winning position just yet, but they do have control over this Baron pit.
Yeah, Showmaker does press the R button. Let's see what actually happens from it, though, as now Showmaker going to turn up, looks for Faker, Owner taking some damage. The Aegis now will pull down a Shiu, trying to press some buttons, but they're trying to hold him off.
Owner dies.
Owner sacrifices himself for the good of the colony.
Doran's not really doing damage.
Looking to try and push away
Shiu
this
runs away.
Aatrox, but the Baron is live.
That's Baron for DK. All right, that is big. DK's comp with Baron, pretty fucking good.
Showmaker is at full health.
TFS roll with Baron, very nice. Rabadons for Showmaker.
Looking pretty cool with his
This is the first big swing, I would say. Because this 4K gold lead is low-key fake. Because it's like a GA Caulfield Jarvan. That's the gold lead,
bad news, so you go for those, but they won't get it.
You miss every shot you don't take.
I miss every shot I take, though.
Final spark. We'll see whether this Rebel Baron power play is going to be better. Right
the
now, sitting at about 1100, as Shiu is going to look to try and get himself out of the way, but Faker was not actually in. That one public execution comes down, and Shiu is just going to die.
Why can't they be normal? Why can't you just press B when you get the Nash? I don't get it.
But I think it's GA done for Owner now. This game is still so
they
incredibly
will
close.
Have Baron buff for the Drake. When Caitlyn gets BT, it's pretty big, I think, right? Against the poke. You bought Medjai's
kind of proving to be
on 5 stacks.
Top laner.
5.
Seconds
TP
here.
from
Paige will have his flash soon, but doesn't have it yet. I think he'll have it just as this is spawning, which is huge for him, because this time they don't actually have that flanking Aatrox necessarily.
He is looking for it, though, and now Doran trying to escape. Showmaker with that gold card locked in T1. Moving so far away. My God,
that's great poke from DK. He can base TP, though, on the Ambessa.
Teleport back.
D+ just have to rush this down. They have to just rush this dragon down as fast as possible. It is a Chemtech dragon. It's not that tanky. I think they should be able to get it.
Shiu don't get caught.
Showmaker looks for the flank himself.
Like the big
Showmaker ulted and flashed to cancel Doran's base to get the strike, and they get it.
To grab them. That is going to be the Chemtech soul in this game.
Showmaker just used his whole fucking...
That was such a great way to set up for that dragon control as well.
Oh no, Doran's
bad recall spot, bad recall spot, bad recall spot. Alright, Chemtech soul for DK.
Back into the fight, didn't look for a fight. They just looked for control.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
I don't think there's a few of the
Alright, DK, some decent standing gold here, top tier 2. That would have been a cannon as well, but we didn't want that. TF on side lane, boom.
There's one thing that
so, the 5-minute Elder timer, DK needs to be careful of that.
But that is just kind of canonically true.
An Elder fight in 5 minutes, if Ryze has Rabadons and Kate has BT, it's actually...
watermelon, kind of like that.
I've seen a lot of those.
Again, this gold lead, I still think this gold lead is fake. I'm worried for DK. I know they're 6k up, and I know they have soul, but I'm still worried. It's
5 items.
I'm scared. They're not doing the full blow.
What do you mean they have Soul Zubao? It doesn't matter if Caedrel headshots someone in the face or what. It doesn't matter, one pop.
If they get just more potent in these fights, he's 4,000 gold up on his opposition. Speaking of.
There it is. Dash Cannon does get Showmaker closer to that gold card. Doran taking a lot of damage. True Shot Barrage is going to snipe him, but he is able to get himself out of the way.
Baron's up in 10. Elder's up in 2 minutes 40.
On the ulti. D+ don't have to win a team fight to win this game. They just need to get these objectives.
They could send it on you.
And the discipline of D+ in this game is out of control.
Surely you can do Baron.
They're just not going
Why
to flip
They're tweaking or what?
I like how you say that it's out of control when discipline
playing Earth.
About being something.
Is there a Baron right click anytime today? Or nay? Are we just going to DPM farm them on mid wave with Bloodthirster? 140 on the Elder. If you're going to do this Nash, it's now. Right now. Yeah, they're going to lose this game. DK's going to lose this game. I can feel it. I can feel it. They're cooked.
She rotated up preemptively.
Look at T1's items!
Almost about to hit that mark.
Here we go.
Now we're looking for the engage. Career with the speed up. And Faker not going to quite get on top of Smash just yet.
He has Actualizer, watch out.
Managed to get over towards him, but has to go golden very early. Showmaker, does he have the gold card? Faker doesn't have his life. And Smash is going to be able to take him down. There's that kill. And an overextension. And now Doran is going to suffer
double
the same
save.
fate.
Well, that wasn't engaged. That wasn't engaged. It wasn't the best engaged, but it wasn't engaged.
And D+ have taken out the solo lanes.
Wow.
Owners go in the other direction to try and pull these minions and deny the end of the game.
Okay, well,
but it should just be the jungler
T1 just kind of ran it down.
Elder coming up. The Baron as well. It should be Exodia for D+.
D+ should just be able to get that, but if they get more here, they might be able to end the game.
Do you need to do that?
Yeah, Carrier looking to try and hold Shiu into position. This is what we were talking about before. That's a decent umbral dash.
Ooh, faked him.
But if they have the extra CC, Paze might be able to get it done. And Ace does come in, but Shiu is
not bad by Shiu. He gets Paze's barrier. I think Faker, when he Rise ults there and he sees the Ezreal out, I think he has to call it off. But he really wanted that fight. But Ezreal has cleansed. I mean, if he can EQ W, maybe he gets like 80% of his elf bar with Actualizer because he was actualizing. I think here he has to call it off. But how? Where does he run?
Here in this game. Faker just
you'd have to run down and flash out, I guess.
Unlike T1, but just watching D+ just spend this entire game avoiding fights and waiting for T1 to come into an objective or make a mistake is crazy to me. Like D+ have grown so much. They used to be a team that were so indecisive. A team that was
don't glaze DK too hard. Hey.
They're just the macro gods sitting back and saying, "You're
macro gods." Okay, actually, I kind of like that.
This is the thing, right? Like this is what D+ used to be so good at back in the day. This is why they were like the kings of 2020 and most of 2021.
But this is the difference with DK when Showmaker's on TF. When he's on something that can play the game.
Playing side
he can control the reds a bit more.
80% of this roster is different, but they came back to it. Showmaker eventually taught those kids how to do it, and look, they did the job I said.
We're shouting out 2020 DK.
Now,
brother, that was 18 years ago.
Like you said,
Smash wasn't even born when Canyon and Showmaker lifted titles.
What they have to do.
DK, I'm going to tell you something right now, and you might call me crazy when I tell you this. You have Elder, Soul, and Baron.
I think they should be able to end if any of this poke lands and start to hit.
Wow. Smash does so much damage. There's Lucid getting the knock up onto Faker. Just one more shot. The gold card is denied by Faker. The wild cards don't come in. It's public execution onto Showmaker into the back line. They do take out Faker.
Showmaker, just basically, please don't die.
Not quite working. Owner is going to execute Showmaker.
Lucid, you have GA?
But now he's in such an awkward spot. Lucid as well, down to the GA though, and Owner trying to fight with Shio. I think we know who wins that battle, but it's Pays.
2 for 2.
A couple of kills.
The minutes are here.
Smash needs to do this for D+ if they want to win off the back of this Elder. Otherwise, T1 might find themselves in a decent
Kate has no
spot.
Flash.
2 inhibitors are now down.
Big S kills Carrier.
Carrier gonna get executed by
Pays
a dragon.
Alright, fucking hell. Why did that look so hard?
And I think they've done it. D+ are gonna give us
1-1. Okay, DK did not go into the fucking, what is it, the quietly in the night in summoning.
Okay, but
a little bit of playmaking. A little bit of playmaking for Showmaker. A bot matchup that actually works for DK. They fight back a bit. This is the reason DK's top 4. You can't sleep on them. There's a reason they're top 4.
Mystic shots there in the true drop.
There's a reason they're top 4.
Eventually they're going to kill our base if we don't do something aggressive in that call from Faker to go in.
I feel like we would be robbed if there was no game 3. Would be robbed if there was no more game 3. Alright, we're in draft.
And the draft is going to come
Lucian
first. And I think
is going to be banned.
Show us a lot about
Shen
how
is still
this
open.
meta has formed in the eyes
Jace,
of these
I think,
two squads.
needs to
Because
be looked at a little bit. Bard needs to be banned. Cassio needs to be banned. These are like must bans or picks IMO. Especially with Lux and Karma out, you kind of are left with Lulu if Lucian's out. Into Shen, I presume, or Alistar, I guess. T1 is on first pick, which is a bit trickier for DK to navigate because you only have a certain amount of bans, right? Bard, Lucian, you can ban them, then Faker gets Cassio. Trouble. Lulu ban. Okay. This is for Lucian. Bard's out. It's Lucian, Cassio, and Jace. Shen is still there, but for me, Lucian, Cassio, Jace are really bis right now. I wonder if T1 bans Cassio here. But if you do that, you have to ban Yorick then. No, it wouldn't make sense. I mean, you could ban Jace here, actually. I think Jace ban here is pretty safe. They ban the Lee Sins. Okay, so they've left everything open. They've left a lot open. What do you ban here, Lucian or Cassio? Because whatever you ban, they're going to first pick the other. They ban the Lucian. Alright, there's Cassio for Faker, surely. Jace and Shen are open. Yeah, he's going to first pick the Cassio for sure. Surely. And I think Showmaker is just going to play Victor into it. He could play Akali, and then they would, but then they'd have to pivot to Jace or Shen first pick T1. Wow, they pivot. They first pick the Jace. So now, I think what Faker's saying is I will play Victor or Akali into Cassio, let them have it. So Siwu has Cassante or Yorick here into Jace. You can pick it on 3. The question is, do you take the Shen early then? Like, Siwu will have champs into Jace. Do you take the Shen? Okay, he takes the Cassante early. Nope, they take the Cassio. They're not sure. They might take the top on 3 is fine, but you have to pick a power pick here, right? Otherwise, you just pick the Cassante or Yorick here. And the power pick is Shen. No, they don't want to pick the Shen. Okay, they want to hide for a little bit. Now, T1 has the option to take the Shen with Jace, which is a good side lane. It's good for the side lane, it helps him. And then Faker's Akali or Victor is an option as well. There's also a world where T1 slams bot lane here, but I don't know what bot lane they would slam.
And I think Rammus is the perfect answer.
Kalista Renata? I don't know, it doesn't sound right. Varus. I mean, Jace Ziggs is a good combo. J6 is very good. You can go J6 Shen, and you can play for top. I prefer T1 when they have pace on more agency AD carries. They could play Pyke as well if they want to drop support and pick jungle here, like, I don't know, Nefiri or Wukong or something. They can drop support. There's Shen, Pyke. Okay.
Strong picks. Arguably, out of
they drop Faker.
Right? In the Cassante matchup, in the
they pick Trundle with the Lee Sin Ben. I mean, Lucid could just pick Nefiri here, and I think he's pretty happy playing Nefiri into those champs. It's a pretty good pick. It's good into Jace, good into Ziggs, good into Trundle. And now, I think T1, DK could cover off mid here. I mean, you can ban Pyke Shen. These are good bans. You can ban Galio Akali. These are good bans, I think. These are two options. I think whatever they do here, DK, they should double ban. For T1, they can ban bot lanes, right? I feel like MF kind of works. I feel like they need Ashe Seraphine or MF, I feel like. Or Kalista. Nah, Kalista not so good. They ban Anivia. I feel like DK needs a caster AD carry. I think they need Ashe. I think Ashe Seraphine is definitely the first thing that comes to mind. Because you're playing Trundle, right? You want to make sure you like maximize the range support here for DK. I would say Varus, Ashe Seraphine. They ban Nord. I would be really happy playing like Varus, Nico, Ashe Seraphine. Now they're trying to get Shen. And then if they ban Shen, I feel like DK is chilling out there. Alistar ban is for Shen. You could go Shen here. Rakan is going to Trundle, and Nautilus is out. And they are playing Ziggs, so they can't really play... this is a weird. This draft could go weird real quick. A lot is open. They go Rakan. They could play Ziggs Pyke. They could play Ziggs Pyke Talia. They could play. I feel like DK just trolled with this Rakan, didn't they? Why did they go Rakan? I feel like they could go Galio Pyke. They could go Akali Pyke. They could go Akali Shen. They could go. So they can take the Shen. I hear they have Galio, Akali. I feel like T1's fine now. I don't think they'll play Ziggs mid. I'll be surprised if they go Ziggs mid. If they go Ziggs mid now, they have to pick like Corki or something. Maybe. I mean, I'm down for Nazir. I feel like the game's quite quick though. I think Galio and Akali sit a bit better in the game, don't they? He's not playing Xayah, is he? Surely he's playing Corki or Varus or some shit. Oh! Cassio flex into Akali mid or what? Are you down? I'm down. Is that why Faker was scared to pick Akali? Is that why Faker wanted to go Victor instead of the Cassio flex? Because if they flex Cassio bot and he blinds Akali, what do they pick? Sylas? Aurora? And if they pick Galio and they put they flex the Cassio bot, what do they pick into Galio? Okay, there's four AP champs. I don't know, man. I feel like DK's comp sits better with Cassio mid and like an Ashe Seraphine, but maybe they think they need engage. Anyway, strange.
Draft now.
Also putting Pace on Ziggs, we'll see. Was Cassio Rakan so they can charm into Cassio?
The dome is the shell for the arena.
I guess that's interaction, but I don't think so. Okay, the HUD broke. I think DK could have drafted a comp that like shuts down the Jace or had like good team fight, but they chose to go for a Cassio bot. I think the person who has to carry this game, IMO, is Lucid. I feel like the Nefiri this game is sitting in a pretty happy game.
Actually has consistent damage output.
The only thing that's kind of annoying is Shen.
Combat-oriented ghost in this.
That's an incredible satchel there from Pace. Just threw them all over the place.
I mean, they used heal and ghost, yeah. Smash is playing ghost, no TP, so he needs to base early in this lane. So for DK, I think getting any kind of kills on the Jace, as always, is good, or any plays around mid, like the solo lanes, they need help. They need to help the solo lanes somehow. Owner's full cleared.
Double CC can also work.
Trading crabs. He's going to try and cancel the Akali base. Is he going to get it? He cancelled Akali's base with his pillar. What a rat. So now Showmaker is a little bit behind. So Owner's going to base, and in the last second before he bases, he's going to put a ward down. You'll see it. 3,
See how Faker plays this lane. Obviously, generating a
ward
decent
base,
lead.
maximize time.
To get anything on the Showmaker.
Lucid's going to have the base here.
Now, they did not stop.
I mean, they're pressuring bots here, TK, but like Cassio's down a little bit in CS. Pace is going to TP back right now. They're looking for a taunt flash on Smash.
Pace is doing really, really well in this lane right now as Owner making his way down. Korea not going to get interrupted or anything.
Owner wanted the lane gang taunt flash onto Cassio,
is a little bit low, but they are looking to just
Smash
get
was
the
too
shove
far back
with this Trundle being in the area.
Now, if FaZe loses out again. Now he doesn't have that
Oh,
team.
he got cancelled on his jump.
Was so weird. Actually caught FaZe in.
Big trades from Dk bot lane.
Does
wow.
have to flash to get out of the play, and he just teleported.
Is AD Akali? No, he's going gunblade. Pace playing Ziggs, no flash, no TP. Faker's freezing the wave. Showmaker stays because the wave's frozen. Showmaker needs help now. His wave is chopped.
Triple long. I would have just preferred to see another grasp.
Well, it's because grasp is kind of useless into Jace, right?
Owner will have the ability
Aftershock, Cassante is very good on the all-in.
Presses that button
because he gets damage from resistances, right? So when he procs, he gets a bit more damage.
You know,
the bounce
so he is
Aftershock
building.
Classic.
So it's a good thing that
Faker ults the wave so he can base.
DK
have bot pressure.
Rotate up.
Lucy's trying to convert it into a blue buff invade because they have mid push and bot push, and he's level 6. Trundle's job this game, well, Trundle's job this game is, I mean, they picked it because Cassante's in the game, right? So they just presses R on Cassante in fights and just hopes for the best, I guess. I think DK has good tools to force fights, though. Like Nefiri Rakan actually works nicely. I feel like Showmaker Akali is not something I see often. I don't think it's one of his better champs.
I think that stock here.
Oh, cancelled again.
Pay's going to get interrupted once again. The miasma is down. Smash is going to yell at him.
Oh, the heal.
And Pay's going to survive here.
They need to dive the Ziggs. They need to dive the Ziggs. They need to get Lucid into bot lane now to click on Ziggs.
Lucid just kills.
And Trundle's top.
Satchel.
There's TP on Faker in like 10 seconds.
As Korea does get
Carrier
this
could
wave
taunt
knocked
flash
up.
to Rakan if they want to try and trade. Carrier needs to be careful.
Grubs are being taken. They've lost their blue buff. This
Faker's
is a big
TP.
investment as it's down here.
You know, it sounds crazy, but this is actually fine for T1. Victor's mid wave is fine. Trundle's getting grubs, and he got top camps a little bit to recover against the Nefiri. She was being very greedy here. He needs to base soon.
I thought for sure that they were going to go for that dive a little bit fast.
Also, Cassio lost flash and Ghost and didn't get a kill bot.
He's been practicing his magic. He actually understands how
he's going Rod of Ages Cassio. Lucky bot crab spawn.
The miasma quite nicely there as well.
Obviously, the hole in the map right now is the Ziggs. Like, they can maybe dive the Ziggs pretty easily, but Carrier is level 6, so he's actually just roaming around, putting wards top side. I don't think they can dive in. Showmaker Akali's got me a little bit worried, not gonna lie. Owner is very paranoid about bot. There's still one grub up. Smash keeps looking for the same play. He's looking for this brush play, but this is like the third time he's done it. Cassio gets Rod of Ages now. Yeah, I mean, the good news for DK, I guess, is they got the Drake. The bad news is this Chase is kind of enjoying his life. He's probably like 600 gold up. Also, Doran's Chase is pretty solid. Carrier has been hovering top a lot. This tower is dead. Ziggs is here with W. Okay, T1's kind of... Wow, they picked the Jace first pick.
Probably a 1.5K
he wins the lane, he gets the plates, he gets the grubs, they get the top tower. They're translating this pretty well, I think, T1.
Even destroys the whole wave.
DK haven't really achieved anything. They had windows in bot to try and dive, but they never found the dive. 20 seconds on Drake. I think DK will have to try and set up a Drake fight. But I don't know, I feel like Cassio is so outranged this game. Victor has poke, Ziggs has poke, Jace has poke. They need to engage. 3, 2...
is also not going to get yelled at. Does take a bit of damage, but
lost the cannon, but they have no Cassio for Drake.
Probably hasn't been accelerated. It's a
Owner's
late
top side on the Drake. T1's avoiding fights. Faker doesn't have TP yet. They're giving the second Drake, and they won't get anything on the cross map either. I mean, they don't have Faker TP, right? This is the whole reason they can't fight this.
With that ward that is down. And it's a mountain soul. My God, owner's value if it is going to be.
I mean, I think T1's comp is better because it has the range is better on T1.
Either way, you know, they become tankier and more difficult to kill.
Like DK has the hard job of finding engages. They haven't found.
The benefit is Doran.
Yeah, Lucid looking to chase after him. There is the quickness. The knock-up is there as well, but Carrier makes his way in with the Stand
United. I mean, Jace doesn't even flash. Rakan no flash.
Holds onto his flash.
They have no wave in bot either.
Pace
can just ult mid wave if he needs to.
And this first blood
looks like it's fine,
a long time.
Yeah.
Anyone wondering if Cassio's not buying boots, it's because the HUD is bugged. You can see on the sides here they both have boots. No first blood, 50 minutes. Mage's bot.
You know, it's an
but we like mages, but we like them. We should have it. We should live. Any carries should be able to play mages.
Yeah, good job. At least if these were 280 carries and the game was slow, the team fights would be Pog champ. No one said that. Yeah, they always say that. The based opinion.
If top laners have to play it, then 80 carries have to play it too. That's the way the game works.
See whether Carrier can show up in time.
Okay, cool. I'll watch them play it when I wake up.
So let's see whether he can use it. Pathmaker does come on through. Finds the Q there as well. Goes all out onto Carrier as he brings him back onto the turret. And a potential angle here.
Whoa, Pays caught.
Down Pays. Satchel looking to get himself out
There's
of
no
there.
flash.
The
Dead.
flash in. And it looks like
first blood DK. They caught the Ziggs. The Ziggs was supposed to just clear waves.
And it might be second blood.
Oh, why didn't Career just go on? Oh, big Cassio ult. Oh, they found the engage. Faker TP's in. They have a wave. This is an ace. Doran's fucking piecing it into the graveyard, apparently. Smashy. It's an ace! Or what? Who's gonna live?
The answer is hell.
Is it a quadra kill for Showmaker? Holy fucking shit.
This is the exact nightmare scenario.
How did that even start? How did that even start? How did Ziggs get caught? What even happened? How is Pays in blue buff? How did DK find that? They've been looking for this bot dive for 15 minutes. And it turned into a 5-kill dive. T1 draft. Slow game. Slow. Clear waves. Poke. Slow. Jason gets the lead. Slow, slow, slow. DK draft. Go in. How is he even there? I don't get it. How is Pays here? Was he trying to collapse bot for what? For what?
They kill him.
Easy kill. Showmaker gets one, and then they're all just dove here. Rakan engage. I think maybe could have one-shot the chase, but it allows for a great Cassio ult. The Rakan charm worked into the Cassio ult. The interaction was there.
D plus key are exactly where this composition needs to be.
Great dive. Great dive. Great dive.
Career does not miss those today. It's a quadra, and I think T1 fans ever are hoping that UI
Hachani.
up with the number.
Vitality Hachani, aware.
I could still, but man,
you know,
I mean,
you know. I think Hachani is up there with like the worst import ever in Western region.
There you go.
He's like top 3 worst ever imported players.
This,
considering where he was to where he like
super ready. Like, oh yeah, double dragon does not have flash.
2 seconds on Drake. This is sole points for DK. I'm surprised the gold isn't that. I guess T1 did get the first tower, right? The only reason that exists is because you couldn't get imported. Okay.
And it's trying to force their way in.
And
all right, Career has flash up here. He can cook
really
hard.
Control the battlefield and get
hard cooking.
He's like,
I think T1's giving this surely. Faker's top with no TP.
We have so much control we can do
Shivu.
this.
He's going to be able to push Faker out of his gravity well. Goes all out. He's dancing around the gravity field. That's crazy. But the Arcane Storm still comes in.
He has W.
Can Shiu actually make this one work, though? The answer is looking like a no.
What?
As a Mega Inferno, not quite going to be able to take him down. He gets a big shield. He's buying so much time until he's dead. Faker's going to be able to put him down in the end.
I will say, DK is very tanky. I swear, Twitch chat always does this. When someone like dies unnecessarily, they're like, well, it was 3 ults. It's like, bro, do you write that in your solo queue games as well? What, are these ults just not going to come back up or what?
They could have just.
What are we even saying?
Yeah, he could have. But I don't have
TP
to,
bot.
as Doran is now going to be TP'd on.
What if he TP's out?
Akali has Rocket Belt.
He just got his flash back, and yeah, he's going to be able to teleport
now
out
what?
because Akali.
DK only has a 1k gold lead. I feel like Shiu could kill here, couldn't he?
They still have. He doesn't actually
if you
have
just,
to
I guess he can't
all
actually
in
channel
Faker
too
here.
broken.
He could just let the minions do
I thought he could use his W aggressively, but he just saves it for so long.
Then they like 100% get the dragon without Carrier being there, but I just don't think this was necessary. He also flashed the ult.
Bounce would just get the cannon and die. Like I know.
It was nice a kill from Smash, or sorry, from Pays.
He wouldn't even be queuing the Victor.
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
I'm being a little gold lead.
There needs to be a Drake.
Here.
There will be a soul fight, brother.
Which is exactly where
and I don't know if anything will happen until that soul fight. DK can take top tier 1, maybe.
Do D plus kind of scale?
Otherwise, I think it's a standoff till Drake.
With a Fed on.
Okay, well, T1 decided to click on Xante. Faker is pretty strong.
They're bullying poor Shiu.
Yeah, he doesn't like it.
Yeah, he is going to be able to pull Faker away, though. Let's see whether this is actually going to work, because Owner is down here, and it's just so hard to be this Cassante when an Owner
Victor
can
is
take
really
away
strong,
all of
Shiu.
your...
He wants to go on Jace, but Jace has flash and they have channeled, and his team is not close.
And this was with like a 15-minute ace.
Like Akali's fed, but the game when the game slows down in an Akali game, it's not good.
But T1,
yeah, the gold lead is whatever. There isn't really a gold lead, I think. I mean, it's kind of whatever. T1 comp good. I think their comp's good. Yeah, they have a lot of range. They have a lot of
poke. Really smart.
They have good scaling.
She does a lot of damage.
DK needs to be very careful. Alright, Shiu's pushing top. Drake's in a minute. Carrier used Locket
on this dragon and fighting for dragon.
Lucid is very strong. Wow,
maybe
did Lucid get that poke down?
Because the subjugate value is so
Fury
high,
QQ?
and then they won't have a smite in the dragon pit. That could be another option.
Alright, Showmaker has a bit of space here. Is Showmaker going to get level 16 on bot wave? I don't think so, right? What if you go Baron? What if you go Baron? What if DK go Baron for real?
Yeah, it's the Cassante
I mean, Cassio mana is low. Are they giving the Drake?
Another thing, like my bingo
or is he basing for Rylai's in their own time?
All right, well,
he's basing for Rylai's and maybe they're in time. 3-item Casio.
Have a lot of people in mid.
Shiu is milking the top tower. T1 is all in on the strike fight.
You guys are too early for the dragon.
Showmaker has a flank.
Out for it.
The dragon started though.
Whole top side turret, and he can still TP in.
TP in from the Caedrel.
There's the TP.
Well, he is going to move on down now. As Smash looking to push
Showmaker moving up
out of here. Shiu has teleported forward. Look at that big old shield that he's got. From
Keria is like behind enemy lines, but like the lines don't. Where Keria is
fully reset. Showmaker is spotted.
He was getting chased by someone or what?
Gets rid of him, but T1 are routed. They are pushed away from this river.
Keria's on a flank. He's actually just going to back and ult in. They have to force something.
Yeah,
whoa, Rakan's out the fight.
Not going to be able to go for an engage though as Smash gets put in the kennel. Shiu.
This is the T1 poke. This is the T1 poke. Yo, whoa.
Okay,
Doran's kind of inting.
Comes in. Doran taking a lot of damage off to the side.
Oh, career sending. What an engage into the Casio ult. It's completely insane. It's the craziest dive ever. Shiu might die. No, he's not. W does get blocked. Wow, career. On 10 to 20% health, he does that engage. What an engage. That is like, that's one of the best engages on that Rakan. Like his conditioning was so bad. So bad his conditioning. That send was insane by career. Yeah, he did. That was insane. That was fucking insane.
He gets chunked. And he says, I'm still going in.
He has the thingy. He has the thingy.
Still going in. Showmaker was trying to continue going.
Dropped the. What did he do? He tagged off Nefiri.
And let Owner beat the lone
That
survivor.
was the best engage of his career.
Okay, you shut the fuck up. Wouldn't it be crazy?
Look at his health. He has 10% health. He waits for Ziggs E to fade. Goes into fog and
and then the follow-up from Smash.
And the triple Casio flash.
Combo.
That was so slick.
He had the gravity field down.
That was so fucking
slick. But Career
slick.
went for the flash play to make sure that he...
0 health. He does.
That was so well played by Career.
Crazy from set plays.
Mountain Soul for DK.
That's enough to get Mount through very quickly.
If you can do that on Rakan, bro, we'll first pick it, I swear to God.
Or go for
now comes the next step,
like we
the
saw
Baron.
Earlier. The win conditions are so different to that of DK, and if they are able to play out these fights the way they want to, it will look very different. The problem is, DK have been able to play the way they want. As there's the ult from Lucid going in on Owner. He tries to interrupt and does manage the Baron.
They need to get Baron somehow. They could start it now.
He is going to have to join. Showmaker looks for the
ult. The E buffer.
Seeing whether he can just kill Faker here as the Arcane Storm goes down. Showmaker just going to
They have a lot of TPs here, T1.
The teleport coming in. And Career's playing defense.
Whoa. DK.
They're off the Baron. Lucid gets over to try and keep them away from his mid laner. And now Shiu, the brick wall.
My ace!
Pathmaker comes on down and there's the all-out, gets on top of Carrier to remove him from the fight, and T1
Showmaker's in.
Getting
Fake resto flash.
Again. Faker in the back of the red pit, he'll be taken
Ziggs
out.
is not in the fight, Pace is not even there, he TP'd mid.
But Owner may not be so
He TP'd mid, great engage.
Shiu is getting his revenge.
That's game, that's Baron, that's game. Yeah, ult, 3, 2, 1, boom. GG, okay, DK, come on now.
Thriving once again.
Base TP'd mid.
Against them.
It's been over 2 years since T1 have lost a Homeground, and when they lost the Telecom War, as Career will lose his life.
Yeah, it's going to be taken down. Pace still does a lot of damage, buddy.
The base is open.
We forgive him. Is Career player of the series? For real? Yo, Showmaker's Akali. I see the vision. I was skeptical of their Akali.
As well. And D plus Key after getting flattened in game one. Just say no. And T1's winning streak at their home grounds will be stopped.
What a performance.
Look at Career.
I think Career actually had the best game of his life in that engage. That was the most unreal engage I ever seen from Career. Career is so gassed up. He is so gassed up. The most T1 fashion ever is losing to DK beating Gen G. But today is DK's day. Today is DK's day. And I think their bot lane stepped up big time this series. The last series they played in bot, awful. This series, insane. D plus Kia.
After game one,
the LCK top 4 is shaping up. The circle of suck continues. Everyone's beating everyone. Everyone is beating everyone. Rough for T1 that lost. Owner came in, they owned game 1, game 2 and 3. They just, I mean, DK's macro was not bad in game 2 with the TF, and in game 3 they exploded the game with the bot dive they were looking for like 15 minutes. I wonder what's going on with T1. You can definitely say that the way T1 wins games is through bot, and playing Ziggs doesn't really do that. The game dynamic changes so heavily when you have like a side laner like Jace and you have to play to the Jace.
FaZe is trying to come
But
over
I
and
think
help the
overall
dive.
their draft was a
Salvage
good
it, they're,
draft.
like, way too fast on the
They
play.
just
they kill him.
their
and then
draft
Career
is
gets
very
knocked up.
just don't let fights happen and just cover lanes. But FaZe gets caught, it opens up a bot dive, and then the Drake fight, Career was clutch.
One piece of this, it just falls apart.
I was worried that we had already gotten to the point in the game where it just wasn't going to work, and they got one opportunity. And then
Wow, crazy,
this was
crazy. The Cassio ult flash, big shout out to Smash.
If he wins POM,
The Cassio ult flash, shout out to Smash.
Alone, and I